So we're going to continue where we left off from the last lecture. I actually wanted to continue with the Ajax JSON stuff that we were doing. So the next example that we're going to do here is we're going to make a website, right, that will allow us to select different provinces in Canada. So there's a JSON file here called canada.json. Once you go through it, you'll see the country name, and then inside there are provinces. Okay, so here there's the province name Alberta, and then each of these provinces have a type, or well, an image and a type. Okay, as well as the city names as well, and the capital is pretty big. So from the previous projects we worked on, JSON Ajax examples that we worked on, the JSON data store wasn't as big. It was a very small file. So just notice how it's broken down. It's structured a little bit differently, and it's a little bit longer. Okay, so let's go into the images folder. We'll see that there's an image for each province: Alberta, British Columbia, Manitoba, Newfoundland, New Brunswick, Nunavut, so on, Ontario, Quebec. You know the list. Take you guys back to grade 3 here, but we're just listing province names. Okay, so here is the CSS folder as well. JavaScript files as well for the first page. So on the first page, there's going to be the list of provinces, like in the from the canada.json file. I'm going to list out each province. When the user clicks one of the provinces, then it will take you to the province page, which will list out more information about the province. So the capital name and the major cities that are in each province. So like for example, in Quebec, there's like Montreal, Quebec City, and in Alberta, there's Edmonton, Calgary. You get the drift. So let's work on the first script, all right, which is the main page. Okay. What I'm going to work on is the ready function document ready function. So like I said, always this is our constructor. This is where things begin. So we're going to call it an Ajax function, right, to get the information that is inside the canada.json data store. So get, and the URL is pointing to where inside this folder. So we're going to say data files / canada.json. All right, comma, next line. Data type is JSON. It's not JSONP because we're not getting this from an external data source, right? This is only from within our local project. So don't need JSONP for this. So we're gonna make a function down here called load.json that will pretty much load our JSON file and break it down into provinces and cities. Load.json function. Let's just write the header for it. Load.json data, because this will be the data that we pass in to be loaded. Now let's leave it blank for now. There you go. That was it, the problem. Okay, so let's leave it blank for now, and let's get back to it. Let's just finish this off. So if there's an error, then we will call a function error that will alert. An alert message will pop up, and it will say backtick So the error status. So we're gonna show an error if we're not able to retrieve the JSON file from our function, then we're gonna put up an alert. So an alert box will come up with a message, and the message will say the status of the error, and then the status text. Okay, so then now let's make our load JSON function. So country name. We're gonna retrieve that from the data. Country dot name. Background. Where we're getting this from here, right? So name, background. Let me just put this side by side so you guys can see that as I write it. So it makes sense, right? This is what we are retrieving from here. We're getting this information. So data is being passed from there, okay? So now we're gonna say data dot background, okay? Oh, sorry, data dot country. We're gonna go in there first, and then background. So country dot background. All right. Then we're gonna loop through all the province names. So let data country division data country division. So we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have 5, we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have 13 provinces. I think that's about accurate. So it's gonna say cities equals new array. All right, for each city of province dot city, we're gonna push inside our array. So you guys know what an array is, right? Right? Please tell me what an array is. So an array is where we're putting an array of all of our cities and we're pushing them using a for loop. I know you guys know what an array is. Everyone here is smart. We all know what an array is. All right, console.log cities. We're gonna print out all the cities that we put in there. And we're gonna make a, I think this has already been made. plist. Where did we make this? Yes, we made this up here. So this will be an array. This will be an array of our provinces now. So we're gonna say new prov, and this is a class that we've made up here. So this class, the constructor passes in the name, type, capital, and flag. All right. So we get that all from, let me go back into there. Did we name capital? Yes. So let me just put it side by side. So we are saying the name of the province, which is here. So Alberta, the type province, capital, Edmonton, and the flag will be the picture. Okay, and then we're gonna put the list of cities inside of a cities array, just so it's clear as to what we're doing. So we're gonna fill up this class, fill this province class with information from the JSON data store. So new province, prov name, prov type, prov capital, prov pick, and cities. All right. Part here where we need to add called the main screen function. All right, so let's just make that function real quick. Main screen function, main screen. What this will do, it will set up the main page with the data that we pulled from the JSON data store. So we're gonna just keep that blank, and we're gonna just add that to the end of this. But we actually missed an if statement here. So there's an if statement after this where we're supposed to put in like if prov dot type is equal to province. So remember in the JSON file we have the type here. So it's going to be the type is, it needs to be a province. We're just checking to make sure that this is a province before we go into the cities. After this bracket, just put main screen data. I think we're messed up on like the brackets here. Let me just put a bracket here. I think we need a bracket after this. Oh no, we're good now. Okay, so just make sure that's formatted neatly. All right, so we can read this. All right, so we're looping through. Just to make sure you guys understand this, we're looping through the looping through each province in the data store, right? And we are verifying the province, and then we're making create an array for cities. Then for each city, we're pushing them into array using a for loop, and we're printing them out, and then we're pushing them. We're pushing a new province with the province information into a province array, which was created at the very top. This is province array, which will be used in the next screen. So that's going to be used in the next screen where we get the information for each province. Does that make sense? So let me see how it looks right now, like so far. Let me open up the inside panel. So we see here, like it's just blank, nothing is there. So we just see a backhead called background. Click for more info. I want to write out. So we're putting some jQuery in here, okay, to add some content. So we're gonna say, okay, country dot HTML, and if you notice here, right, we have country. Okay, so we're going to be adding to this section, which is above the background section here. Country name. So we're gonna put the country name above this. So that should say Canada. Right, the country name, we're grabbing that from the data store, right? Canada, and then after that, backslash or front slash, I guess, province. So we'll say it's going to say Canada slash provinces. Yes, with an S, plural. Okay, we'll save it. Then we'll reload. Well, I don't think it's connected yet. I think gotta finish this before we see that to reload. Yeah, let's just finish the script. So we'll add HTML content to country, then the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So background now, which will be this one, HTML background. So, the background part is inside here. So we see this part says background, land of vast distances and rich natural resources. Canada became a self-governing dominion in 1867 while retaining ties to the British Crown. Economically and technologically, the nation has developed in parallel with the U.S., its neighbor to the south across an unfortified border. Canada faced the political challenges of meeting public demands for quality improvements in the healthcare and educational services, as well as responding to the particular concerns of predominantly francophone Quebec. Canada also aims to develop its diverse energy resources while maintaining its commitment to the environment. Wow, that was long. So, this is the background information. When we click that, it will show a pop-up that will put that there. So we're adding that here. So when we click this, when we click for more info, we'll add a pop-up to describe the background of Canada. All right. You guys kind of get the gist of what it will look like. Now we're gonna make a list. Make a list of each province under the background. Okay, so we're gonna get a prov list .html. And all these things are inside the index. Province. This will be like UL. You know, UL is the UL element represents a list of items where the order of the items is not important. So this is a list element in the section that's after the background. So you guys can just put this again, kind of see what it will look like. So there'll be the country name above background, then background, and then when we click background, that pop-up will come up that will over here that will say that information that I read out to you guys. All right, and then after that will be the province list. It's the list of each province. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff we need to add. So we're gonna say x equals 0. I'll close this for now. Append. So this will link us to the next page. So other pages up here, prov page, so slash prov page.html, and then we're going to be linking, we're going to be putting inside of our link I can't, sorry, find it. There we go. P list, so province list, and we're going to be looking through each province, right? So the for loop here, dot name. So all 13 provinces, we're going to be passing that through, right? And then creating a link that will load it by the name that we pass in, right? So making a reference element to it. Okay, so we are saving the row ID. Just like in the last example, we saved the row ID when the row is selected to storage. The next one, we're gonna also save the country name to storage. So local storage, set item, country name, local storage dot set item, plist, json dot string plist. Alright, so we're setting the country name, saving the country's name, and also saving the province list as well. And because it's a list, we need to convert it to a JSON object, or to a data store. Okay. All right. So that is for this script. The next script will be for the province page. So let's just see what we've made. Right. Let's break this down. So I'm going to split this on the side panel. I'm going to look here. I'm going to see that we've made, so we see a list of provinces. When I click them, it opens up the HTML for province page, right? Obviously it's not filled in yet, but we can see the structure of what it will look like. All right, so we have the province name in one flex box, province name, and then another one for the capital, right? And below that, we're gonna have some more information that will get passed in once the province is selected. So that's the province. I mean, once the province is selected, more information will be passed in, but we need to finish the actual script to put in that information. So for example, when I press Ontario, I will see like the Ontario flag when that's selected, but we need to finish the script to actually do that, right? So let's go back to that script. But just so you guys can see here, just break this down for each province, right? We've pretty much make a list of each province with a reference to the province page. In a nutshell, that's what's going on, all right? So now we're going to start off with grabbing the country name. Once we load that page here. Let me just open this. Oh, down here. Open this side panel. So the country name will come up here, and then we're gonna load the province name, capital name, the flag, and the major cities as well. All right, so go back to here. I'm gonna start off with getting the country name is equal to local storage and saved from the previous script. We've saved it. Where did we save this? Right here. It's saved. So we're just gonna retrieve it. Get name, get item, country name. So that is just looking through a dictionary. So the key is country name.
Kitchen.
Oh, don't mind that, guys. Country name. So we're retrieving the country name, which is Canada. Okay. Retrieving the row ID as well. Local storage, get item, row ID. Put the country name up top. Open it so you see the country. Country. I'm gonna insert the country name in country element. Oh, sorry, not phone. P name. Province name. We're gonna look through the P list we made in the previous script. Province list, P list. Okay, P list. We saved it down here. So P list, and I'm gonna row ID. So based on the row that we selected, dot name. And capital. Gonna insert that into that element. Sorry, I cannot type right now. P list, row ID. Insert province name, P name element, insert capital name in the capital element, and we are grabbing by the row selected. That's not for country because country is always going to be the same. Will always be the same because there's only one country, right? Let's put this up here. Okay. So the next one we're going to fill in, insert, is the flag, which will be an image. Flag.html. Major cities. And cities. HTML. Oh, sorry. This is supposed to be cities. It's supposed to be cities in this one. Major cities. And then this one here, we are putting in the flag image from our images directory. Okay. So plist. Right. Get the flag, which is the the third parameter in the constructor. The 0th, 1, 2, 3. So the fourth. So the fourth, I guess, the fourth. We're trying to get the province pick, which we're setting as province pick. We are setting as the flag. Province pick. And if we go into the JSON, we see the pick is an image. Right? So we're just looking through the images folder for each image based on the row that we select. So based on the row ID. Good. And insert cities, title, and then next line, we're going to insert cities style sheet. We're going to print to console the cities in each province based on the province selected. So not in each province, so it's actually in the province selected. Okay, the major cities. Right, and then next, for each city, I'm going to loop through the plist. Okay, wow. So what is going on here? I'll take you guys back to the myscript.js. So here we have a for loop for the provinces, all the provinces in the country. So the 13 provinces, right? And then for each province, we're also creating a city array. So, and then for the city array, we are adding each city in the province to the city array. Okay, when we click the province within the list, okay, we are then creating that plist object, right, with the province lists as well as the cities, right, and whatnot. So now when we go back here, we're looping through, we're gonna loop through the province list, plist, right, and look at each city array created. So the city array, right, right, when we take the plist over here, we only have one province, right? So we only have one array for cities. That's why we have only the zeroth element, only zeroth element, because we are focused on one individual province. That makes sense? So we're looking at one individual province after it's been selected. Okay. And then we're gonna look through each city in there and run through each of them. So loop through each city in the city array and append them to the city's element in HTML. There we go. So now let me run this from the very first page, and we're going to see when we click the province list, we'll show the list of provinces, right? Their names, so their name, the capital, the flag, and their cities will be under, and they'll be populated from this. Check that. There's one part of the script that we're missing. When we click that background, it should open up. So that is inside, back in the myscript.js, the first script. You need to add this to it. So this will toggle the background info header. Right. So we're gonna say here background, or sorry, back head, that element. So if you look inside index.html, backhead, right, that is the section where the background stuff is. And we click that, it's gonna open up the background to be seen, the background information to be seen. So click function, right, no, preview one side, here too. Now let's try it. So click background, you see the land, the vast, blah, blah, blah is coming up. Let me also open up my inspector so you can see each element being clicked. So we see the back head here. Then we see Alberta, British Columbia. If I go to sources, console, I can see these are the lists of provinces and their cities. This is obviously Ontario, Toronto, Hamilton, London, Ottawa, Windsor. Let's go into Ontario. We're gonna see this be the 5th uh, the fifth cities array in the list. Okay, but let me click that now. We're gonna see now that that was selected. Now it's a 0th element in the list, right? So does that look familiar to this 0th element in the list? And then now we're looking through the cities inside that 0th element: Toronto, Hamilton, London, Ottawa, Windsor, and we see that printed out here, and we see the image as well, the flag being printed out as well. Let's go back. There's a flag. Open this up. You can see the flag is here. The cities is there. All right, that wraps up this lesson, this example. We have one more after this. In a website called Sheridan's Diner. All right, and what this will do, it will show 3 different menus. Okay, 3 different menus. One for breakfast, one for lunch, and one for dinner. Right. And in each of these menus, okay, there will be different food. So it's gonna be, for dinner, we're gonna have grilled salmon, chicken pasta, lasagna, and baked back ribs. Oh, sounds delicious. For lunch, we're gonna have grilled cheese, BLT, hamburger, and chef salad. And for breakfast, we'll have original Belgian waffles, strawberry Belgian waffles, French toast, mile high pancakes, and home-style breakfast. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through this menu.json using our my script. All right. Break it down, allow for changing to different menus, I believe. Let me just open this up. Yeah, so we're gonna go from breakfast, lunch, dinner, show that information down here in this section. All right, so go to the index.html. You can see here there's a body, and then there's the breakfast menu. So here right here we are creating these 3 images. So B menu, lunch menu, dinner menu, and we see the egg, the wrap, and the steak. We see breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Below that, we see the menu list. This is ID, right? And here we see these are like the bottom footer stuff. But we're going to be inputting our menu inside this menu item list. And above that, we have some header stuff that we'll be putting as well before this. So just to kind of go over what we'll be doing, and here we have a CSS style sheet, which is actually not in a CSS file. It's just in the HTML, which you can also do. Okay, you can also do that. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so let's just begin writing, and then I will explain the rest as I go. So we're gonna put an Ajax call here like we always do, which will get the JSON file. So type get URL menu.json, data type JSON, success, build menu. Alright, so we're gonna retrieve the menu.json. Right, and then for that we saw inside the index.html, right, the one on the left, the right, the middle and the right, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, so when we hit the breakfast one, so the one on the far left, right, that will put the information that we grabbed from the menu.json So here, when we click the left one, it will grab that information in the menu.json and put it on the left side. Okay, when we grab the stuff in the lunch menu, it will put it in the center, and then when we grab the stuff in the dinner menu, it will put it to the right. So we're kind of aligning what we grab in different areas of our section, which is kind of advanced a bit. Okay, but we're gonna do it right now. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys how we're gonna do this. So I'm gonna do an Ajax call. So I get type get URL menu.json, data type is JSON. Okay, so we're making a function called food that will take the data, all right, return a menu, and align the menu to the left. Let's put a comment here. Take the data, return a menu, and align menu left. And for the lunch menu, we're going to do the same thing, but align it to the center. So you guys kind of see what we're going to do. When I make the food function, we'll see how to we'll see how we're going to be doing this. Like, I'll show you guys how we're going to be aligning it. So the next line, I want to copy this because I want it to be clear that in this one we're going to align to center. Success function data food data line array 0. Okay. All right, that should be 1. Sorry, 1. We're aligning to center, and then the next one, I'm just gonna copy this because we're just pretty much making a template. All right, so the next one will be aligned to right. I'm gonna put 2. Okay, but you kind of can see what we're doing here. All right, so we're gonna make that food function. So we're gonna grab the menu, but make sure you always put the hashtag. Right, menu items list, which is from the index.html. We're gonna be appending what we grabbed, right? What we grabbed to that list. So first we're gonna give it a style sheet. We're gonna say text align. Not a style sheet, sorry. I mean a style property. We're going to say text align, and we're going to pass in the align, so it could be left, center, or right, based on what we tell it. Okay, will be aligned left, center, or right, based on what was passed. HTML. good start, are grabbing the data and looking at the menu. Okay, so the menu, okay? Let's see, we pass 0. All right, so if I go to menu, right? Yes, so inside the JSON here, okay, so we're saying data, let me put it side by side. So we're saying data.restaurant.menu, okay, and then 0th element, food. All right, so we're looking at the food here, right? Okay. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to take each of the items in each structure and grab them by their property. So the name, the description, and the calories and the price. We're all going to grab that inside of a for loop. So for let item of start. So we're going to say menu items list dot append. I'm going to say strong. Sorry, close this. I'll open it back. So this makes it, I believe, makes it bold. That makes it bold. So we will bold the item name. So this is the item in the menu that we're looking at. So each item. We're gonna bold the item dot name. There you go. Put a break. And we're gonna do the item description. All right, so we're line breaking every line. We're writing the name of the item. Let me open this up. So the name of each item, right, for the menu that we're in. So if we're in breakfast, right, we're gonna name each breakfast item, and then line break, description, then line break again, calories and price. Then if I go to, let's say, I switch to another menu, I have a lunch menu, same thing. I'm gonna put the item, each item, name, description, line break, calories, price. Right, it's based on what I select, which button I select. So grab info based on what was selected. Okay, so the last function we're going to make now is going to be our build menu. pretty much start out our website for the menu section. Okay, so here this is only based on when a button is pressed, but we need to show something at the beginning based on time, right? So here we have check initial. Okay, what this will do is if the initial view is in the window, we're gonna get the time currently right now. So right now I'm doing this video is 12:07 p.m. And that would make it, I believe, lunchtime. Okay, so what's it? After 11, I guess. And that what that would do, it would show the lunch menu. Right? If it's past 5 p.m., I believe it would show the dinner menu. And then before 11, it would show the breakfast. So let's build that right now. I'm gonna make something to hold the data that we just put in our build menu, so that when we when we call this function check initial, it will just check what time of day it is, and then populate the correct menu based on the time. But we're going to be passing in the data, so we have to save that somewhere. We're saving that in JSON holds. We're saving the data to be used in check initial. Okay, next line. All right, so restaurant name. So we're gonna insert the name of restaurant at the top. Restaurant at top. Then we're gonna do the slogan. These are all found on the index.html. Slogan, restaurant name, and then the pick. Right. Okay. Slogan, append data.restaurant.name, and then the picture. And this will be in HTML. Sorry, this should be HTML, not append. Append is this one. This also should be, I think I put the wrong, so there, we need to insert sorry, my keyboard is going crazy today, guys. We need to insert the data.restaurant.slogan. Data.restaurant.slogan. Okay, so that would be inside the JSON restaurant slogan. Where do you come for the best breakfast anywhere? All right, that would be our slogan. Insert slogan. So we need to look for the images in here. We're doing the restaurant picture, It's your diner.jpg, which would be this one. So putting that inside there. And then we want to specify the width. It's going to be 100 pixels. And then height. It's going to be 50 px. Let's say check initial view. Let's give this a run. See what it looks like. So we know what time of day, like I said, it's 12:07, 12:14. So it knows what time of day it is. It's lunchtime. We see the grilled cheese is there. We go inside menu. Right. Lunchtime. Grilled cheese, BLT, hamburger, chef salad. Grilled cheese, BLT, hamburger, chef salad. Go to breakfast. You know, showing the same stuff. And dinner, showing the same stuff. Oh, I think dinner is not showing the right. Dinner's. I think maybe I put the wrong. Go to my script. I put a 0 in here when it should not say that, right? So we need to put the right menu. Make sure it's 1 and 2. Let's refresh this. There we go. We got the right menu now. Bay back ribs. Bay back ribs. Thanks, guys. Thank you. As the last example for today's lesson.